Hi everyone, welcome to Amaranth. These are general messages for the collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter placements. Let's get into it. One more thing I wanted to add before we get started here is that I will pick up on the energies of the cards based on the surrounding cards. And the meanings will come through differently every time based on the other cards that are there in the reading. And I get asked this a lot, like how come the meaning of the card is changing? Because the surrounding cards are changing, and I will periodically explain to you why I say what I say because of the energies of the cards that are there in the reading at that point in time. And I also give you references to the energies that are picked up on the prior cards, and that will affect the meaning of the cards that come after that. So I just wanted to put it out there so that you're mindful of which cards are paired up in the reading. Now, let's get to it. So the first card you have, Capricorn, is number 11, and it says the goat and willow, overcoming obstacles. There you go, mountain goat. That's your energy, Capricorn, your 10th house energy, and you're the cardinal earth sign. Now, willow tree is, willows actually grow near where there is river and water. And willows are also connected with the energy of the moon. So it's a very intuitive energy, intuitive, connected with emotions, with the heart space, and just feeling things, your gut feelings, and all of those receptive energies. That's what the willow energy is. Further down here, it says the mightiest tree is the one that knows how to sway with the storm. You can be both ambitious and adaptable on your path to success. Further, it says you have the determination to reach the top of your mountain and the wisdom to know when to bend so you don't break. Your goals are worthy and your path will be smoother if you move with grace and adaptability, not just rigid force. So, Capricorn, I feel that this is an energy of balancing the two aspects of your ambitious nature and to be connected with your emotions, balancing out the other aspects of your life. So also this speaks of flexibility. It's the energy of the suspension bridge. If you see in the suspension bridge, the towers are strong. They don't move. They're solid. Just like this mountain goat, and just like your ambition, just like the hard work you put in, right? You're determined. You're a force out there. And if you further see on the suspension bridge, there is that road deck is there. The cables are there, and they keep swaying away with wind, with weight. They flex. Those cables, they flex. That's what the willow tree is. It's shown over here to flex. And the suspension bridge, there is a combination of these two forces of flexing and staying solid. The towers are solid and the cables are movable. They're flexible. They're adaptable. Depending on the weight, the wind, and all of those things. So the combination of these two forces for the bridge, it's a powerful force. And you know how far these suspension bridges can go, to great and large and long distances. And I feel you're asked to blend in both these energies, Capricorn, to be flexible and to keep pursuing your goals. You might be, in the energy of working hard, or you want to manifest something, you want to create something, but some of you might be feeling stressed out, burnt out. So right now for you, you need to be more flexible with your time, like spend more time at home taking a break, or take 2-3 days break and, just recharge yourself. Because mountain goats are forever climbing. And then because you're always working, you kind of lose yourself in work. You don't flex. You don't want to. You just want to keep working. You don't want to disconnect from work. You don't want to connect with other things. You feel like alone. You feel like a lone wolf just plugging away, at work. So if that's your story, then this energy is asking you to take periodic breaks, to spend time with friends and family, work around your schedules, have a bit more relaxed schedule and things like that. So I feel that some of you Capricorns might be setting some goals, and that could be anything, a project, in your personal life, in your personal ventures, or a health routine, a fitness routine. And if if you have some cheat days in between, it's okay. You don't have to give up on the entire plan. Sometimes when you break momentum for a day or two, then we don't want to get back on to the plan, or to the, we lose a drive to pursue what we were doing, whether it's a health routine or gym or whatever. We kind of lose momentum. And this energy is asking you to come back up. It's okay if you've taken a break. If you've lost a few days, just relaxing, not being on time, not being on schedule, it's okay. You can always get back to it. Now, I also feel that some of you might be educating yourself. You might be studying some subjects. You might be working hard in college or universities, or even at work. You might be picking up some subjects to learn more, to escalate, to upskill. Now, some of you might be even creating some kind of flex space in your house. A flex space which is not like any specific dining room or bedroom. It's just a room, so that it can be changed up into a gym or a playroom or a guest room or a home office. It can take several roles, that room, that flex space in your house. So some of you could be creating some kind of a flex space as well, so that, you're able to, you're able to make more space as the need for more space grows. This is also the energy, like a lot of sports team, and they kind of change their, plans, at breaks, at half times and things like that, based on how their opponent's playing. So being flexible, being, adaptable, and bending without breaking, and accommodating for new strategies, new moves, new information, making space for all of that. It actually makes you a winner. The next card you have, Capricorn, is number 47, and it says soft. So the number 4, 7, and 11 are coming through strong with this energy. It further says here, your softness is not a weakness. It is your gateway to a more loving and connected life. Let yourself be soft. And further, it says, you do not need to be hard to be strong. True power lies in your ability to be soft, to be gentle, to be kind. Let your guard down and allow yourself to be cared for and to care for others. This gentle space is where true healing and deep connection happen. So I feel that, Capricorn, you might be, getting a little too hard on yourself, or maybe your team, for accomplishing the goals and completing projects and things like that. But I feel that you need to be more connected to your heart space, be more kinder to yourself, be more compassionate with yourself. It's okay if the project gets pushed out by a day or two. I feel that this energy is asking you to be more softer from within, to be more understanding, to be more patient with the people around you, whether at work or in your community or at home. Because people are struggling. Everybody has their own struggles. And when we look at that with softness, and we deal with people with softness, it builds the trust. It builds a more calmer, soothing environment at home. And for those of you who have been, working at it nonstop, needing 60, 80 hours a week, take a break. Ask for help. Ask for care for yourself. You don't have to be the one or the go-to person or the one solving everyone's problem, or to be the bedrock of everyone and everybody's problems. It's just like, this reminds me of, the top management in companies. Maybe you are a part of that upper management in companies, and you're a great leader, but a demanding leader at that, a tough, demanding leader who gets the job done. And now the soft card is here to, encourage you to take a newer, softer approach. Instead of just applauding for your team's output and, giving them more work, instead set up a meeting and just, for casual talk, for team building, go out, go to the park, go to a coffee location and then have a chat over there with your team. If ask the people how they're doing, ask how the work is going. If anybody is struggling, try to help them as much as you can, and it's like appreciating the team for everything that they bring to the table, everything they do for the company or for you. If this is real to your family members, then appreciating your family's efforts or your community's efforts, whatever this is, but appreciating people's efforts is very important because the other people then rely on you. They trust you. So I feel that, there was a long time back, or maybe just few weeks or months back, there was a act of kindness. It is called the paid forward gene that everybody created at a coffee shop. So they were just, paying for the person that is standing behind them in the line while ordering the coffee. It was like, I think it was during the pandemic times, I'm not sure. But then that was an act of kindness, of generosity. And the person then paid for the person who was standing at the back. So things like that. So it was like a nice, joyous moment, right? A happy moment for strangers who don't know each other, but then their coffee is getting paid for. So I thought that was like the soft energy of this card. And for those of you that are tired of working, go take a break, go to the spa, go meditate, relax, do whatever you can to feel recharged back again. And some of you, this is like letting your guard down as well. So you're able to have those more meaningful, more intimate and more vulnerable conversations with people, your friends or your family. And so that, they can understand where you're coming from. They can understand if there's any fear that you have or if there is any insecurity that you have. So you'll be able to talk that out better with your family and trusted near and dear ones. Now, some of you, Capricorn, you might be bringing in more earthy colors to your house, to feel more grounded and stable. Maybe you're using some wood or stone or some kind of indoor plants, fountains, and you're using a lot of natural light and cheer curtains to create that calm and soothing space for yourself and your family and other people as well. Next, you have Capricorn is the Seven of Chalices, which is the Seven of Cups. Now, Seven of Cups is all about choices, but I feel that in this case, it's not about different choices because see, the cups out here are all the same. There is no dagger, there's no snake coming out of any of the cups, unlike the traditional Rider-Waite. I don't even see this as a card of overindulgence, of anything, of any kind of corrupt intentions. I don't see that here because the cups are empty. There's only air in the cups, and air is nothing but thought. The thoughts that we have, the ideas that we have. And that's the image I'm getting. Like I'm getting an energy of Seven of Cups, but using your intelligence for those choices, for those paths, for those ideas. It further says here, don't rush to choose just one cup. Enjoy the magic of seeing all that is possible. Your dreams are the blueprints for your future. See, here it does not ask you to choose just one cup. It's not doing that. This is asking you to dream wild, to think of all possibilities, to see what are the options, to, if you are having any goals or any plans, any projects in the works, then dream in detail, have those vision boards. Make your dream feel more real. Try to figure out the details in your head. Let the ideas keep coming through and don't be biased towards it. Let those ideas simmer in your head, sleep over it. That's the energy I'm picking up from this Seven of Cups. It further says here, Your imagination is the first draft of your reality. Before you build anything, you must first dream it. Allow yourself to explore all possibilities without limitation. This is not about being lost in fantasy. It is about using your imagination as a powerful creative tool it is. So for you, Capricorn, this is more about being structured, but creating something which is different or doing something with more possibilities, with more newness, with more uniqueness than something that has been done before in a similar kind. Like, for example, you're building homes. So, for example, you're an architect and you design homes with structure and all of that. This Seven of Cups is asking you to see, like, yeah, you're going to design a home, but how else can you design it? Can you put a backyard? Can you put a patio, big and small? Can you put a chandelier? Can you put a XYZ, change up the plan of the house? That's the Seven of Cups. Like, see what are the possibilities that you can do? What are the ways, the permutation and combinations that you can choose to design your home or your office or your if you're a business owner, for example, you're a fashion designer, like, yeah, everybody, there are pants in the market, there are shirts in the market. What new can you infuse into your design to make it more unique, to make it a different kind of a product, which is realistic, functional, but unique? And that's the energy I feel is of the Seven of Cups. It's the cups in action, in motion, in your head, like in your head, in your brain, or on the paper, or on vision boards, trying to explore the possibilities. There are a lot of apps nowadays to help us do that, to, like, for example, you want to go for a haircut, you can visualize yourself in all of those hairstyles to see how it's going to look before you actually have the haircut. It's that energy. Now, some of you could be also Akashic record readers, and because tapping into that space of that library of Akashic records is also, I'm picking up as a Seven of Cups energy, because the Akashic records is something that we cannot visualize. It's, something beyond us. And when you tap into that space, I feel it is some kind of a Seven of Cups energy. So I do feel, Capricorn, be mindful, because, Seven of Cups kind of create a little bit of a Gemini energy. Maybe some of you have planned a vacation, but you're not really checking how much it's costing you. Maybe you don't have a budget planned around it. So be mindful of that. And in regards to your career, 10th house is about careers and hard work. Before you make any kind of a job change or a complete career change, be careful, like which area, which domain do you think that you will be able to work, put your energy into on a sustainable basis. So do that research work before you jump and hop from one career, one job to another. And for those of you who are into some kind of, 1-year goals, 2-year goal, 5-year goals, if you are in that energy, if you are the Capricorn that plans your life according to like 1-year goal, 2-year goal, 5-year goals, then be mindful to include the holistic goal, not just the material, or not just the material goals. Like, I want to have 10 cars in 5 years. It's like, how do I also want to feel in 5 years? What will I feel if I have 10 cars? What will I feel if I miss out on something else while I'm accruing 10 cars? So have that holistic feeling while you plan out your goals. And last but not the least, Capricorn, you have the card number 2 of the Gentle Gardener. Now, if you see, there is a field with the 3 or 4 eggs in here, and there are fairies that are watching over it. And it's also protected by the heavens. If you see, there is a face which is watching down on, and the fairy is looking after the eggs. And eggs is like, a seed which is planted, something that grows steadily, just like a baby does, one step at a time. So it's not about fast or instant growth or instant gratification. This is about the giving the nurture, the care, the right conditions that's needed for anything to thrive and grow. In this case, for the egg, it's the temperature. For the plants, it's the water, the soil. For anything that we plant, whether it's a hobby, whether it's our intentions for a project, it's the time and care that we give to that. So this energy is about being patient and just knowing that every big thing, great things take time. And they need to be consistent effort that needs to be put into it. Now, further it says here, you have the power to grow something wonderful. Plant the seeds today, water them with love, and be patient for the harvest. It further says, sorry about that noise. Okay, so yeah. It says the most lasting and beautiful things in life are not built in a day. They are grown with consistent love and attention. Tend to your projects, your relationships, and your dreams like a gardener tends to their plants. Your steady, gentle care is what will make them flourish. And that's what we just spoke about. It's about having solid foundations and putting in the work and being patient with the process. Tending to it every single day, giving it the time, energy, care, and not waiting for and not being disappointed when you don't see the results immediately. So just know that your efforts they're accumulating, the time you're investing, the care that you're giving is accumulating, and it will lead to growth, but it won't happen like right off. For some of you, you could be working with small kids or creating some safe environment space where kids, or even, at work, even in corporate or any other kind of workplace. I feel this is about creating an environment where people can come together and share ideas and feel safe with sharing ideas and thrive in those supportive environments. So this energy is encouraging you, Capricorn, to build with, whether you're building a home or a business, or even if you're just, in general, you're building a life which is built on solid structures, a solid foundation, but is also very nurturing, which is sustainable, something that you can keep constantly putting energy into. Now, some of you could be investing into finances as well. And, finances, there is a term called as compounding effect. Sorry, the noise. So I was talking about the finances, like there is a compounding effect in the finances, like when you keep investing small amounts and then your bank or the savings becomes a huge amount after a certain period of time. So that's the gentle gardener approach. Similarly, if you are dealing with small kids, whether it's in small daycare centers or in schools or in colleges, it's about giving the kids those strong foundation, the tools, the resources, the supportive atmosphere. It's about how we nurture their young minds so that they become confident, independent people. And this is like, it doesn't happen in a day. You cannot complete your degrees or your classes or complete a grade in a day. It has to happen over a period of time. So this is a constant, this is an energy of constant effort. For some of you, this could be about restoration. Restoration of historical things is also what's coming into mind. Like, there were some techniques that were used in the past, and those are the only techniques which are used to restore all historic structures for preservation, for maintenance. So with modern day techniques, everything goes by in a fly. There's so many tools, resources for modern day construction. But when it comes to historical preservation and things like that, it takes time to understand the processes that were used back then, and to simulate that in the modern day takes a lot of patience, a lot of learning. So some of you, I'm picking up that you could be dealing with some historical preservation or monuments and things like that. So Capricorn, these were general messages, will play out differently in each of our lives. Let me know how these energies play out in your life or in the environment around you, and hope you enjoyed your messages. So thank you guys for joining. Please subscribe and hit the like if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye for now.